Three, two, one.
Hai and Assalamualaikum and salam sejahtera to my beloved lecturer Dr. Wan Ariati Wan Gani from Subject Management Information System CSC 408. Today our team in group 2 will present the topic we are selected about bill system sale and invoice for a Yummy restaurant enterprise. First of all, let me introduce myself and all my team members. I am the leader of the group, Muhammad Azmi, and then Siti Uniza, Muhammad Syamil and Rabatul Atika. Before needing the topic of my discussion module, let me explain about a user case study. The main product concept of the system in the ensure that the system in a AYR system application is based on the following criteria. 1. A dynamic, 2. A user-friendly, 3. A responsive network, and 3. A last, easy to understand and commonly useful by the enterprise company. The management information provided will be useful both in enterprise the performance of those who manage the organization, for example the owner of the business, and the performance and financial position of the organization itself. Okay, detail of product. Microsoft Excel is a spreadsheet software developed by Microsoft for Windows, Android and iOS operation system. Inside the product system are internal concept and internal networking. In our project, this is a Visual Basic for Application, we call VBA. VBA is part of Microsoft Corporation Visual Basic in legacy software. VBA is used to write program for the Windows operation system and run an internal programming language in a Microsoft Office as a Microsoft Excel, Access, PowerPoint, Publisher, Word and Visio. VBA allow user to customize beyond what is the typical available with Microsoft Office host application. Let me introduce our interface system. What if you see now in the screen, we have a 7 model was be in a relationship to be our main system AYR. Today, my part, I want to be present the 3 topic about the module. That's a was, user, customer and a raw material. The user registration in used to share the list of user of the system can be identified under variable thing happen indirectly providing user security. Okay, as you see the following in the system user registration this on the display. Module 2, register the customer. A customer is a person of a supplier who provide product or service to the company. The customer role in a business is to receive high quality product from a manufacturer reasonable price to distributor of retail for resale. A supplier in a business is someone who's act as an intermediary between manufacturer and a retailer, ensuring future communication and a quality stock. As you can see, this is interface about a using module 2. User in the system case be the supply, creditor, debtor and they all as a customer. Okay, now we are go through about a module 3, raw material. Before I miss it, I will show you at the screen. There was also 17 section worksheet throughout to we development of this system. We will show you in the screen. You will see 70 section. Okay, raw material cornerstone of a customer food product. In its step before, essential that this ingredient meet your quality specification as well regulatory food safety to ensure that you deliver high quality as a product to your customer. Okay, this system is recorded through product ID code for the data review referred as a keyword research. The code ID value you see in a module 1, this is the code name of the selected object. As a design time, you can change the code name of the object by changing the value. You cannot change the property programming at a runtime. Code ID is the main pillar in ensuring the search of a data. In this system, there are many 151 types of raw data that are deregistered as shown in the slide you see. Data validation. We are use the data validation formula in this section. Criteria on the form raw material module and we appear command the VBA form as well. Okay, as a slide you show, you can I'm sure the slide you can see detail about the session formula. We are use formula data validation. You can see the drop list down. The formula was to allow people to pick an item from a list that you create. It's a new data worksheet. Type the entry you want to appear in your drop down list. Ideally, you have a sheet in an Excel table. Okay, that's all for me. Explanation about the module 1, 2 and 3. Next, I will like to hand over to my friend to next present to topic about module 4. Thank you.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Siti Yunza binti Muhammad Yunus. My part of presentation is about invoice system that are provided for food and beverage restaurant. Invoice and sale. This invoice system mainly provided for a sole proprietorship. As you know, a sole proprietorship is a business owned and run by one individual with no legal distinction between the owner and the business. A sale invoice is an accounting document sent by a provider of goods or service to a purchaser. It records services rendered, item provided, the amount owed by the customer, and how they can make payment. Invoice create legally binding agreements between companies and buyer, especially for largest purchases. In Module 4, this explains how the stock data flow in Module 3 to this module. The invoice will be issued to the buyer with the debtor, creditor and customer through the nominate user who does this transaction. Did you know the purpose of recognizing accounting information of organization? Firstly, the purpose is to know the financial status of the organization, whether the business is making a profit or running at a loss, and what the corrective action to be taken are to improve the situation. Secondly, it is easier for reference as human have limitation in memorizing large amount of information. Thirdly is to avoid the presentation of misleading financial statement. This could happen if there are no proper record or as the organization become larger and more complex. We are using Microsoft Excel to create invoice system. Function formula VLOOKUP. VLOOKUP stands for vertical lookup and is used to search for a specific value in the first column of a data set and retrieve a corresponding value from a different column within the same row. It takes four arguments: lookup value, table array called index numbers, and range lookup. For example, we see if error, VLOOKUP, database customer. Here is the formula. Function formula of if error. The if error function is an error handling function and the VLOOKUP function is a reference function. These functions are combined and used so that when the VLOOKUP function encounter an error while finding or matching the data, the formula knows what to do. The VLOOKUP function is next in the if error function. Here is the invoice system that we are created for food and beverage restaurant. Before we print out the document of invoice, we have to fill up the customer detail. The first is invoice number. After that, date, who is the person in charge, customer name, type of customer, and the important is item, the product name, the price of the product, and how many quantity we want to apply. After finish fill up the invoice system, then invoice can be printed or made as a PDF format for storage to save printing. But it depends on the buyer wishes either they want the copy or not. Here is the characteristic of invoice. First, the name of the company, the address, the name of the customer, address, the contact number, who is the person in charge, invoice number, and invoice date. Also, the listed product name that are applied in the system, how many quantity, and the price, and also the total figure that customer applied.
Okay, Assalamualaikum and Salam Sejahtera. I'm Shamil. Today my part in system sale invoice for a yummy restaurant is in our inventory process. Okay, before I explain the process, let me explain a little bit about the meaning of inventory stock. Okay, according to Malaysian Reporting Standards 102, inventories are the assets that held for the sale in the ordinary course of a business, used in the process of production for such sale, in the form of materials and supplies to be consumed in the production process or in the rendering services. Okay, the stock refers to the value of the parts and raw materials used for manufacturing, work in processed goods, and the final products. Helps you arrive at the same price of the stock. Okay, the purpose of the accounting for inventory is to determine the cost of a sales and to determine the value of unsold inventory or closing inventory at the end of the accounting period. Okay, next one is for data validation. Why this process is important? Because we don't want the data will be duplicate. Duplicate data occur when they're storing the same data entries in the same data storage system or across multiple systems. This can occur accidentally. For the instance, data may become duplicated as a result of a human error, where an individual data has been entered more than once within the same database. Okay, the next one is what stock in and stock out service. Okay, stock outs, also known as out of stocks, happen when a business runs out of a product that a customer is ready to buy. Stock outs directly impact for the customer's satisfaction and significant cost for negative reviews, extra cost and loss of sales, or the worst, loss of the customers. Okay, for this one is inventory stock in or stock out. I will tell a little bit how it works. Okay, first of all, as we can see, there are small particular for the update inventory. So for the product, for the product name, I will take nasi lemak as example because nasi lemak is a nasi satu Malaysia makan, right? Okay. Then when I click the product, the price per cost and per unit will show up. So I will put in the costing, then I will remarks at the stock was in or out, then put in the quantity and the date the product in, then click the submit button, then you will see the product has been recorded in our stock in inventory for our restaurant. So this one will be easier for us to track down our stock in or out in our product in our restaurant. Okay, thank you.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Rebecca Ratika. I will explain about the report stock. As you can see here, they have the sum of the total price product and total price cost. Based on this slide, you can see they have 2 months for May and June of total stock in and out, which is total price product and also the total price cost. From this, we can see how many total per month product and cost for May and June. From this information of the bar graph, we are using pivot chart that help to summarize select row and column of data in spreadsheet. By using bar graph in the system, we can know how much the total stock in and out of the business. Next is stock product. In the right of the slide, you can see that have every product name from our restaurant. We use the slices provide button that can click the filter table to filtering the data, but the slices also help us with an easy understand of the information. It has two colors in chart, which is blue for in and orange for out. When I click the product of apple juice, you can see how much the quantity in and out. So from there, we can know the amount of the stock out is not more than what it should be. Next is report cell. As you can see here, this is data that you can see 3 months of sale product that include the target, net profit, target cost in and out monthly, current net profit per month, and also net profit per year. There are 3 types of customer that we have, with retail, customer, and debtor. So here our report stock and sale. That is a profit and loss statement in financial report and show how much your business has spent and earned over a specific time. It also show whether you make a profit or loss on that time. As named, a profit and loss statement might be also called P&L or income statement. And stock are the inventory management, a critical process for any business to help ensure that it has the right amount of inventory on the right time. So that's all from us for this presentation, and thank you for learning.